Hey everybody, this is Joby, and today I want to talk about some of the finer points of using the Transmute station for reconstructing. It is amazing for doing theory crafting and stuff like that. It's definitely an advanced, skill because you have to have your traits up to get the traits you want. You also have to have your crafting up and stuff like that, but it's something to think about, reason to get a crafter up to higher traits and stuff like that. Man, Grasrog is really annoying. He's just walking around like crazy. But what I want to show you is if we go to the Transmute station, I have one in my house. I bought it for 1,200 RIT vouchers. I did a lot of RITs. I have lots of gold RITs, so I do those, and it's very convenient to have this. So if we look here, we've got Transmute. Of course, if you want to change a trait on one of your weapons or something like that, like this is precise and this is infused. But if I wanted to change it, I would go, whatever trait, and then if I was going to do, let's say, sharpened, and then that's going to cost me 50 crystals. Now here's the thing. One of the things about this, if you just go ahead and reconstruct it, it'll be way cheaper. Instead of, if it's gold already, I mean, maybe 50 crystals is a better idea. But if it's not, if you have everything, then it's going to be easier to just go ahead and reconstruct it. Like if I look at the lightning staff right here, that's only 41. But if you have everything, then it'll be cheaper. Like if we look in, if we go to the DLC zones and we go down to say Deadlands, like I have all the gear from here. So if this just say this was a staff, like a lightning staff, then what will happen is there it is. It would only be 25 crystals to reconstruct it. So now that's if you want to retrait something. It might be easier just to crush it up and then go ahead and reconstruct it if you have all the gear. So it's something to think about instead of retrading stuff. Instead of transmute, to go ahead and reconstruct it. But let's say that you want to do, you don't. Let's just say that you want to try out this Kind Marcher's cruelty set. So what you do is you press it, and then maybe you're going to go, I don't want sturdy. Let's say I want to have, for the chest piece, I want to try it out. You can do this. You can just do fine quality, which is green, and then that's only going to cost you 25 transmute crystals. Now watch, it doesn't cost you any rubidite, or it doesn't cost you any upgrade materials or anything. Of course, if you want to make it Nirnhoned, which is really interesting, it doesn't cost you Nirnhoned. Well, for the you wouldn't want to do that on your clothes anyway. But let's just say it's divines, okay, and that'll be one dwarven oil. But if you just do it in fine quality like that, let's reconstruct it. Okay, and it's done. Now I've reconstructed it, and what I'm going to do is go over here to my deconstruction assistant, and the nice thing is if it was only 25 crystals, you get 25 back. Okay, so I add that in and crush it. Now we look, 25 crystals gives them right back to me. If you do it for 50 crystals, or if it's 41 crystals or whatever, it'll only give you 25 back maximum. Okay, now you can always make it higher quality. It's not worth it to do it, if you're going to keep it, that's fine. But if you're going to just testing it, don't make it gold, because you do not get the platings back. Okay, so we go down here again, and let's say I do this, and let's say I want to make it purple. Okay, in divines, and I will reconstruct it. 3 dwarven oil and 4 grain solvent. But there's no rubidite. There's no, in any. You don't have to waste any materials, and which in 160 gear it's quite expensive. So when we do this, deconstruct, we go to the cuirass, put it in there, and deconstruct it, and then the only thing I get back is the crystal. So I lost 4 grain solvents and 3 dwarven oil, which is fine. I have a lot of them. So if I was going to try out 2 sets and want to test it and see what's going on, this is a great way to do it very cheaply, because you can just deconstruct it. So whatever gear sets, if you can get the whole thing, you know, if you can get like when you're reconstructing stuff. Let's say I was going to go to Stone Falls, you know, if I was going to go to Deshawn, Mother's Sorrow. Like I have all the Mother's Sorrow, so it's 25, not Mother's Embrace, same thing. Uh, all the gear from Deshawn, you know, East March, not so much. This will be 48 for those, 51 and 60. You know, you can tell all in Shadowfen. I have all the gear for those. So if it's an overland set, like if you wanted Swamp Raider, you know, you just go to one of those delves and keep farming it until you get all the pieces, and it'll be cheaper. If you don't have time for that or you don't want to do it, okay. I mean, it's your business, but you know, like Black Drake Villa, like Kinroz will cost me 41 crystals per piece. Now I have 1,000 crystals, and not only do I have 1,000 crystals, but if we look here in my inventory, I'm insanely, you know, I have tons of these. These are all 50s right here. I'm wearing them down. I'm, you know, retrading stuff and making some gear and stuff, but I have a lot, and I have 1,000 already in my inventory, so it's like no big deal for me, and I can always get them again. I PvP a lot, not recently, but random dungeons, PvP, you can get tons of crystals, especially if you do like, you know, a lower level character and then do random dungeons, and you'll get like 10 crystals every time. So it's pretty easy if you just stay on it. I think this is fantastic. The Transmute Station's, you know, one of the best things in the game with the assistants, the Armory Assistant, Armory Station, and also Deconstruction Assistant. So those things make life really easy, quality of life change. I like it. But the Reconstruction, for me, is a great way to test out sets, remake stuff. You can just crush it up and then just remake it if you have all the pieces. You know, right now I just started using from Graven Deep. I started using Grave Inevitability, but I'm still looking for those breaches, or those, yeah, the breaches, because I'm wearing the hat right now. I tried it out with Kinroz, and it's pretty good. It's very, get major force from this. The stacks increase your critical damage, and then with Kinroz you get major berserk, and then with Oaken Soul Ring you get the minor. So I'm still testing it, and that's great because I just reconstructed it, and if it doesn't work out, I'll just crush it up and get 25 crystals back from each piece. So although I've made videos about the Transmute Station before, this I think is such a useful tool, and if you don't have one in your house or in access to a guild house, where you go is you have to have Clockwork City or you can't do it, and you go to Clockwork City here, and then you go here to the Brass Fortress, and then you see this right here is the Transmute Station. So you want to go to this way. So I'm running this place, and you can use the Transmute Station. For me, most guild houses will have them. My guild house has one, and then I bought this one for this house because I just wanted to be able to come here and do all the crafting and stuff like that. Much more convenient than going to my guild house, but I want the guildies to have it too. So there you go. Well, that's really about it for today. I just want to talk about these fine points, and the reconstructing doesn't cost anything. You know, it doesn't cost any materials. It only costs for upgrade, which you could test it out on green if you're thinking it looks good, and then upgrade it a little bit. And then if it's really great, you can gold it out or whatever. But I wouldn't gold it out, you know, and then crush it, because that's 8 of whatever the gold mat is, and such a waste, such a tragedy. So please give me a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me, what do you think? Do you reconstruct gear? Do you transmute gear? Do you like it? Do you think this is something that's interesting to you? Like I said, you need to have your traits. If you want to use divines, you have to have that divines all worked out in whatever piece of gear you're reconstructing, or it won't allow you to do that. Joe Man Discord, the most chill Discord server on the planet. There's a link in the description. And if you're not doing anything 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time, follow me on Twitch. Upper Echelon Mediocrity is the name of the channel. If you're on Xbox North American server, you can join my guild, and my guild's name is, coincidentally enough, Upper Echelon Mediocrity. And right now we have 484 total members, 1 member pending. Blind 25, it's time to come into the guild. 34 people online. It's a little bit later. We had like 50 people online, or 60 almost, doing the event. Great time doing dungeons and stuff like that. We're not in the guild finder, so you need to send me a message on Xbox. My name is Coyote, Chaoty, and I'll get you in as soon as time permits and whatnot. All right, so until that time, let's get paid.